How's it going, friends? In today's Forza Horizon 2 custom car build, I've got my 1000 horsepower Toyota Supra monster to show off. There's always plenty of modification options available for those JDM icons, with there usually being loads of body kits, engine swaps and performance upgrades which can result in awesome tuned up street cars. I carefully spec'd out my Supra to fit just within the S1 category, the same performance index as most of the supercars in the game, so you can smoke all those posers in their Ferraris. The main upgrade was replacing the standard twin turbos with a big monstrous single turbo, which sucks in the entire atmosphere when it gets to around 3000 RPM. There's also cool stuff like Lamborghini engines that you can throw into this thing, but for my particular build I wanted to stick with the original inline 6. The upgrades were maxed out to race spec on almost everything, with the exception of a few areas just to keep it within the S1 spec. The result being a 900 on the performance index scale. Just 1 point more would have tipped it over to the S2 class. The only areas that I had to miss out on were the increased displacement, which I had to leave at just a tiny bit over 3 litres, then the weight reduction options all had to be left as stock. But the number one feature is the race spec turbo. Not only does it make this car insanely powerful, it also sounds great too, with a sweet spooling up sound followed by a whistle from the blow-off valve. The only problem is it can light up the rear wheels in third gear at 100 miles per hour, so getting off the line and keeping in a straight line is a little bit tricky. This is even with the massive 345 width tyres on the back, which are a full 90mm wider than the stock tyres. Otherwise, for the looks I went with a nice candy red paint job using the metal flake option. Then I selected these work alloys with the intention of actually painting them a dark grey or black to match the carbon mirrors and spoiler that I've also customised. But the original gold actually grew on me, and I actually quite like the red, gold and black colour scheme. I also added one of the more subtle body kit options. Some of those others look a little bit too leery for my taste, but I do like the huge diffuser on this rear bumper. But as always, I'll leave you now with a bit of race footage, this time on the Cisteron high-speed sprint track, where I attempt to keep this thing on the road for the whole run. I think this is a clear example of how more boost and horsepower don't always make a better performance car, but at least this thing can easily fly down the highway at top speed until it decides to lose traction and start drifting at 230 miles per hour. But if you like the look of my Supra, or if you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up just to help give my videos a little bit more widespread exposure, and feel free to suggest cars for future custom car build episodes down in the comments.